Hello everyone, Studlord here, and just since the video yesterday where we looked at some of the latest reveals and leaks, there have been even more. Now for Harry Potter, Friends, DC and loads more. So let's dive straight in with the obvious ones. We've just seen the official release of the new Icons Artemis Space Launch System, set number 10341, obviously being released on the 18th of May and coming in at £220, $260. Now when we were originally looking at the artwork on the box, it looked pretty impressive, but now actually seeing it here, I really like it. It's not usually my type of set, to be perfectly honest, but this is one that I think I'm definitely going to have to pick up. It's going to make for an extremely impressive display piece, although it's yet another sizable one, so I'm going to have to seriously consider where I can put this on display. I suspect it's going to be popular though, and of course coming out around the same time as those GWPs that we looked at in yesterday's video. And then we also got to see the Milky Way officially released, and I'm glad that we now have these better images, because quite frankly the leaked box art just didn't really do it justice. I can't say that I'm still particularly thrilled by it, although I am an art fan. I can see this being somewhat laborious to actually put together, but there certainly are some fun little Easter eggs hidden about in it, and I don't think there's any denying that once it is built, it's going to make for a very impressive display piece. It's just actually putting it together, I think, could become quite irritating. Let me know in the comments below what you think about this one. Then we've also got to look ahead at a couple of the Friends sets coming out in June, being of course 42631, the Adventure Camp Treehouse, and 42626, Adventure Camp Water Sports. Now this first one we are awaiting full details for, but we know that it's going to be priced in at around $70, which does seem a little bit high to me. Not quite sure that it warrants having to have a price tag as high as that, but certainly does look like a good fun play piece, and I do like the colours that they've used throughout. I think this will look pretty decent on display as well. As usual, you should also be able to integrate it into a city setup, more on the edge obviously, without too much difficulty. So it should be nice ones to add to the lineup. And then 42631, the Adventure Camp Treehouse. This is going to be a larger set, priced in at $130. And whilst obviously that is a lot more expensive, it does seem like you're getting quite a bit more of a substantial build. I suspect that's going to have a lot more playability to it. But either way, they both do look like really fun sets. Seems like we're going to have another strong Friends wave again coming this summer, so looking forward to seeing those, getting more images of them, and just confirming up those prices nearer the time. But as I say, it should be $70 and $130 respectively. Moving on now to Harry Potter, and we do have images of that mandrake that I spoke about yesterday. Just to reiterate, despite the initial rumours, it apparently isn't going to be coming with a sound brick, but thanks to Fateful over on Instagram, we do now have these images. I'm loving the look of the new leaf elements, and to be fair, all of this seems to have been really well detailed. It's going to make for a super little set. Comes in at 579 pieces for $60, which isn't too bad at all. I think that's going to be a really nice one to add to the lineup, so I'll be excited to get my hands on that. Then also considering what we were talking about yesterday, we do also now have a look at Buckbeak as well. As I mentioned in that video, this should be featured in Hagrid's yard, so there's going to be a couple of pumpkins, also some birds in the set as well. And the actual size of this isn't going to be far off what we saw with the Patronus set, but as you can see, it's going to be highly posable with the movable wings, legs and head. Certainly looks like it's got some interesting part usage going on throughout, and another one that I'm going to definitely be picking up. I'm really excited about the Harry Potter wave so far this year. They seem to be putting out some really good sets. Not quite so sure about Ollivander's One Shop and also Madame Malkin's Robes Emporium. This is set 76439 and it's going to come in at $90, that coming on June the 1st. And whilst they definitely are fun, I just feel that the detailing is a little bit lacking, especially compared with some of the other Diagon Alley builds that we've seen recently, and the likes of Weasley's Wizard Wheezies don't quite seem up to the same standard to me, but admittedly it is hard to tell from these initial pictures, so it will be more a case of reserved judgment until we get a better look. As far as the minifigures go, it does look like we're going to be getting some nice ones, particularly Ollivander. I really like the way that they've done the torso. It does seem a shame that we're not going to get dual leg printing, but you obviously can't have everything. As for Madame Malkin, she also looks like a good one as well. So I'm probably more interested in the minifigures when it comes to this rather than the actual build, but that is the way it goes sometimes. As for the big one though, it is of course this. This is 76435, being Hogwarts Great Hall. It's going to be a good size set as well, 1,732 pieces, but then it also has a price tag of $220. Now that's certainly not cheap, but given its size and the amount of minifigures that we're going to be getting in this, along with the clear extra playability, it does look like another strong addition to the lineup. Like I say, overall I'm just really impressed with the Harry Potter wave so far this year. Whilst a couple of them have been weaker in my opinion, overall they're just putting out some really good quality sets at the moment, so looking forward to seeing more of that. Then, thanks to the likes of Action Flash and Mini Superheroes Today, we've had an early look at the upcoming animated version of the Batmobile, and this is looking really cool. Just another set that I'm really excited to actually get my hands on. We've of course had other versions of the Batmobile before, not incredibly dissimilar, but altogether, when paired up with these awesome looking minifigs, obviously of Batman, Harley Quinn, and Mr. Freeze, it's looking like yet another really good quality set. Now, this one's also coming in June. It's got 435 pieces, and it's going to be priced in at $60. So while, again, I do feel that perhaps it could have just been a fractionally cheaper, I'm not going to complain too much because personally, I do really like the look of it. Would have been much nicer if it was $10 less. I think sensibly $5 less would have been a much nicer ask, but that's not to take away from the set itself because I do think it looks really cool. There's then also the Batman mech armor and the buildable version on the bike. Can't say that I'm particularly one for mechs myself, but as a small set with just 140 pieces for $15, this is definitely one of the better looking ones and I think will make for an absolutely fantastic gift. So really can't complain about that at all. Looks like good value to me. Then as for the construction figure and the Batpod bike, this is going to be 713 pieces for $70. That one also due to release in June. Next, we've also got an early sneak peek of set 21261. This being the Minecraft Wolf Stronghold, priced in at $35. To be perfectly honest, I'm not a Minecraft fan, so this doesn't really mean anything to me, but I do know it obviously has such an incredibly strong fan base, so I'm sure all you Minecrafters out there will be excited to see these coming, with also a look at set 21263, the Badlands Mineshaft, this one being priced in at $60. Now, when you add all of those to the new Dream sets that we took a look at yesterday, and quite frankly, LEGO seems to be putting out some really strong sets at the moment. I mean, just to reiterate again, the Dreams ones, I'm not a fan of the show, but I am becoming a big fan of the sets. I just think that they're putting out some really beautiful things that offer just fantastic playability as well as being really good on display. I would quite happily have this on display. I think it looks fantastic. But also, you've just got some smaller sets that are going to be fantastic for play at a reasonable price point. And I'm so glad that that's something that LEGO is actually starting to get back to because I'd felt that they were losing their way on that a little bit. So really pleased to see these sorts of sets and fingers crossed they keep it up because they are looking epic. Let me know what you think about them in the comments below. Thank you very much for watching. Please consider liking and subscribing. I'll be back to you with more rumours, leaks and reveals very soon and of course other content in the meantime. For now you can check out other videos on the end screen. Thanks for watching and catch you on the next one.